Hello, everybody. Where you guys been? We've been waiting for you. It's now 8:05. Where you guys been? We will say we had technical issues, which just kind of comes with the territory these days. But we're mobile. We're live. We're here. Thank you for being a part of this on a great Wednesday night where it's freaking frigid out. Yesterday was nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
And then today sucked. But you gotta do what you gotta do. So stay warm out there. Make sure you carry a blanket if you're outside walking around or something. Very frigid. Real quick, want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of the show, Higher Love. Appreciate everything they do for us, partnering with us. They got us some neat flyers. We're going to be handing out at the summit tomorrow down here in Baraboo. Looking forward to getting a chance to meet a lot of new folks and talk all things cannabis. So hence why we're on the road tonight. Again, if you haven't got a chance to check out Higher Love, please make sure you do and use the code that they provide for you. Save yourself a few bucks. So with that, want to also give a shout out to the fine folks at, actually we got some goodies too. The fine folks at Ignite Dispensary over there in Manitowoc. They got a pretty cool deal going over there and working on a nice lounge area as well. Lots of drinks, lots of great drink selections. Don't know that I've seen that many drinks before. So
very cool spot.
Cool setup they got going over there. And then also shout out to Waldo Hempworks. Got a chance to stop by and meet Tammy and Tim. Appreciate their time. Very nice store over there as well. If you haven't got a chance to check them out, highly recommend that you do. Tell them that we sent you and they'll take care of you. Even if you don't tell them we sent you, they'll take care of you, I'm sure. So tonight we just wanted to touch on a few things in the news. There's a lot of stuff going around out there. So always like to touch base with you guys with what's going on, and any questions you have, feel free to drop them in the comment section there. Let me get pulled up here. We gotta get a big shout out to these folks over here. How do we get to share? We're gonna go boom and then present. We got another one, folks. Another one bites dust. Where is it? Here we go. All right, we got a shout out to Germany. They passed a bill to legalize cannabis for adults. Not surprisingly, beating the state of Wisconsin and getting things passed over there. So shout out to them for figuring it out. It's still got a couple steps left, but it sounds like everyone is on board with it, that it's got to get in the hands of next. So they're looking at April as far as legalization. Should be starting to trickle through over there. Jill, thanks for stopping by. Happy birthday. Hopefully you're enjoying something delicious this evening. Maybe something like, what was this name? This one, the apricot mimosa. Hopefully you got something like that over there. That just sounds great for a birthday. Kind of make you feel like you're somewhere warm, even though it's definitely not out there. Excuse me. So, yeah, dude. Germany beat us to legalization, which
unfortunate.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah. And maybe we could get some of these folks to come over and help educate some of the politicians over here. There seems to be a lot of talk going on about possible rescheduling in that, but it still just makes me nervous that nothing seems concrete yet. It's been a long time, and we need to get something rolling here.
So not a lot of movement as far as Wisconsin goes as of late.
Right. Waldo says can of cake. There you go. That sounds delicious. Ooh, Jill's got the purple runts. That's what's up. Gotta check out them purple runts. Do you think, oh, here we go. Now it came through. Boom. I wanted to ask you on this one. Let's see if I can find it. My links aren't working because we're not on the desktop at home. That'd make things way too easy. So Virginia, sounds like they passed legislation that's going to the governor's desk, the proposal. Wednesday afternoon, the House of Delegates and the Senate approved identical versions. Man, I wish I could see something like that in Wisconsin, but that gives me hope that it could happen. I'm going to assume that most states have similar differences when it comes to political parties, and these guys were able to figure something out and come to an agreement. So that's good for them, and hopefully the governor is able to get the cannabis, the medicine, into the hands of the right people. It looks like, because if I'm not mistaken, they've been working on this for a while. It was approved in 2021, possession and limited cultivation in Virginia. So really good to see that they're moving things forward. And again, Wisconsin, we got a lot of people to ask questions to as far as like our politicians and that. There's other states that are navigating this and figuring it out too. What are we waiting for? Corey says, greetings from Wisconsin Rapids. That's what's up, man. Thanks for stopping by. I got to move this a little bit. Happy birthday. Yes. We have a party. Big party. We should have a party. Make that happen. Invite us. We'll be there. Why does this keep cutting everything off? Or is that just my screen? Can you see us over there? Are we in there? Yeah, we're there. We're there. How do I make this bigger? Uh-oh. I almost disconnected. That would have been great. Where'd it go, bro? Here, I like this one. Then we're just small and it's chilling over there. Perfect. All right. So getting back to it, we got a few other things going on. As far as we had, where's one about the dogs? That was cool. Almost there. Oh, this was an interesting update. The U.S. Army clarifies that Biden's cannabis pardons don't apply to military personnel, unfortunately. They went into a little deep information here. The proclamation does not cover military drug offenses under 10 U.S.C. 112A. So therefore, it does not result in a pardon for military personnel, which is obviously something that I was hoping to see, and I'm sure most people were. Nor does it apply to the civilian drug testing program. So, again, it seems like these days when we see a headline with good news or appears to be good news, the devil is really in the details. And we need to get these things figured out, straightened out, and we need to quit misleading people when it comes to actually getting cannabis reform done correctly. Again, there's a lot of little, this looks promising, and then you check into it, just like the medical bill that we recently had here in Wisconsin, and it's like, this is not really good at all. So Tyler says, so someone with severe spine scoliosis, what's it going to take to get cannabis on the ballot like Eau Claire County and Chippewa County? It's been years and I still can't vote. That is unfortunate to hear. Definitely got a few feelers out there for seeing what we can do. I know you can't do a ballot initiative anymore, but I still think somehow we need to be able to keep bringing up the fact that the majority of the state supports it, because it's just getting more and more people are getting behind it, and we still have these same issues at the state level. So it's very frustrating, but we need to stick at it. We need to keep trying to keep bringing awareness and keep getting our voices, trying to get our voices heard, which obviously takes us working together. We need to talk to Madison and get this into the people. Agree with that. Write our own bill. That's definitely something that we're discussing, because again, it seems like both parties, when we sit down and talk, both of them seem to be, or everyone seems to be under the understanding that cannabis is safer than alcohol. But again, there's some big scare with Representative Voss with adult responsible use. He wants it medical only, to the point where we were told that a handful of times with our sit down that our boss, Mr. Voss, does not want anything that could lead to recreational use, as they call it. Which again, we didn't get a good reason as to why, which is the frustrating part. But I'm thinking that possibly with enough support from us working together as the people's voice, so it's something presented to, hey, here's what we're looking at, and it's not from this side of the aisle, or it's not from that side of the aisle, it's from the people. I mean, it's definitely, if it's a legitimate thing, which is what we're looking into, I'm all for it. I'm at this point really kind of willing to try anything.
Absolutely.
So stay tuned on that. Wally says, what if we start taking the receipts from what we buy in Illinois and Michigan and see how much they're losing out in money revenue? So I've been able to show them sales numbers from Michigan and Illinois and what they're earning from out of state taxation. And they seem to be aware of it, but it doesn't seem to be a concern, which is interesting. As far as the people who oppose the legalization, which again, most of the people we're meeting say they're for some form of legalization, and that Boss's bill is too restrictive. So really trying to put the pressure on to these people to like stand up for the people, represent the voice of the people, and stand up to their boss. I mean, yeah, can be an unpleasant thing, but we all have to do it. We've all had to do that at some point in our lives, and it just doesn't make sense that we're not able to get something that the people are so for. Definitely frustrating. Can Evers issue an executive order to decriminalize? That is a great question. I am going to add that to the list to look into. We need people like me that can show x-rays and what it can do for us. That's a great point, Tyler. I feel it would give a better push. I do think we hopefully at some point we'll be able to add like a section to the website where you can kind of share your story as far as how cannabis has helped you, and then we can work on getting those things together and getting them over to your elected officials so that we can, it's
a huge collection of testimonials. I think just to plop that right down on their desks from Wisconsin citizens would be very beneficial.
That's a good idea too, because with being at the Capitol, I feel like setting it down is going to do a little more than just emailing, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think that has its place and everything, but I agree. I think that's something that we should definitely do. Wally says, tell them you challenge them. You'll smoke a joint to every beer they have and see who's standing. I'll have to let Josh do that.
Yeah, I'm down.
I have a low tolerance, always have. So I wouldn't be out there too long, but I definitely would try my best. I guess what's the worst that could happen? Good point. And I found some legal states took the voice to get it legal. Exactly. And that's what we're trying to do is get together the people, unite the voices, and keep pressure on them.
Yep.
We also had, this was interesting, the FDA says, the agency says that they're actively exploring potential regulatory framework for CBD. But this is what seems to be kind of the thing that I've, at least over the last couple of years when it comes to the FDA's involvement in any kind of regulation with CBD or hemp, and that is just like they say here, with plans to prioritize the issue in the next year. It seems like every year it's the next year. So being that it's only February and they're already talking next year, I mean, hopefully that's legit, but
ever changing.
Yeah,
always.
It seems to be getting pushed to the back burner quite a bit when it comes to hemp products. So it'll be interesting to keep an eye on that. There's also something about dogs. Hey, there's a dog. There's Fido. They had found that cannabis may be a viable alternative treatment for dogs with common skin disease, according to a new case study. This was with the full spectrum CBD oil, and this is for the, oh man, I suck at this, discoid lupus erythema. Here, I'll highlight it for you guys so you can read it.
DLE.
DLE, there we go.
It's an autoimmune disease.
Right.
Yep.
There you go. So I have heard of that. I believe that's where dogs lose their hair and like it gets really red
and stuff like that. Okay.
So really neat to hear that there is some more studies going on out there.
And tons of benefits for CBD in dogs.
Yep.
Definitely check that out.
Exactly. Austin says moving to Washington within the year sucks to see Wisconsin not push legalization sooner. Absolutely. I got DC back in Mrs. Some Stuff. I got DC back. Am I missing something there? I got DC back in Mrs. Some Stuff. Not sure, but you got to help me out with that. Edibles kicking in, I think. And then we also had, this was cool. I know it's only CBD, but the Brooklyn Nets and the New York Liberty become the first NBA and WNBA teams to partner with a CBD company. I feel like that's a step in the right direction. It's always been fascinating to me that when it comes to like Miller Park or that kind of stuff, so there's only certain restrictions on what kind of mood alterings or, substances that alter your mind that are allowed to be advertised. When it comes to cannabis, as we know, it's only, all you can do is have like your brand logo You can't just have it on. You can't be on like main sponsors of anything. It's definitely overdue. So this was cool to see. And it was the drinks. I've heard that Mind Drinks, hemp-based CBD sparkling beverage. And last year they were actually the first partners of CBD with MLB. So somebody's getting out there as far as trying to make some noise. So good to see that.
Good for them.
Waldo says, some say not to give full spectrum to dogs, but I believe it works better, just like in humans. Definitely recommend checking with your vet to verify. Wally says, I don't understand how hemp isn't helping for insulation. LOL. We live in Wisconsin, insects, and also the farmers got to make money. Our roads are so behind. Hemp oil be running great for boats. What, like, we need to find bigger name people, get on this or something. I agree. 3 chai is a chi or chai? I always question myself.
Yeah, I think it's chi.
3 chi sounds better.
Yeah.
3 Chi sponsors NASCAR. I did see that. Good for them. Again, we got to just keep breaking barriers and sticking together is really all we can kind of keep doing. This was cool to see. Missouri's cannabis market tallied more than $1.4 billion during their first full year of adult use. That is crazy. That's awesome. That shows that obviously the market is there, which we all know. But again, when we're talking numbers with politicians and trying to help create, I mean, it's starting to feel like we're keep banging the same drum, but it's legitimate, and it's just the fact that they're not listening and not comprehending the jobs, the income, the tax, which again, the tax shouldn't even be a thing, but unfortunately, we just know it's going to be. We just got to keep on these people. They had $280 million in medical cannabis sales. So that just shows you the difference in total is 1.4 billion versus 280. So that's essentially almost 6 times as much, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, and Missouri is also surrounded by non-legal states like us. Gotcha. Wally says, how do you take on the Tavern League? That's really who's holding the cords with the majority of this, isn't it, too? So we reached out to them, and they are saying that they are not against legalization. I did check the lobbying donations, and from what I can see, I didn't see anything out there from them. And one of the president or vice president is supposed to be hopping out of Potcast. I actually sent the email out again this week. One of the state board members actually grows hemp and sells hemp infused products. So it doesn't appear that the Tavern League is the issue. That doesn't necessarily mean that it, oh, dude, that's gross. That doesn't necessarily mean that it couldn't be like breweries, which is something I've been trying to figure out as well. But the Tavern League, from what I can tell and from what I'm being told by the state board, and that was also Washington County that we sat down with, the Washington County board who checked with their lobbyists as well and said that they're not lobbying against it. So I know quite a few of the beverage manufacturers are making their own hemp-derived drinks, which would make sense. And that, in my opinion, that's how they should be approaching it, is essentially another segment for them as far as product goes. So I don't think they should be afraid of it. And as we all know, as far as our stances go, here was the sales by month for cannabis. That's pretty steady, bro.
Yeah.
Even so, like this must have been a partial month, right? And then right over that, dude, what, 100 million, and just steadily right around that. That's impressive. That is a lot of cannabis. What's the holdup? I still think it could possibly be pharmaceutical / just divide between politicians and still just trying to double check every other avenue that's out there as far as what could potentially be an issue. So it's something goofy. I know that. We're
digging, though. We're trying to find out.
We are definitely digging. I don't think we had too much else on here that was really earth-shattering. Tonight's going to be an early night for us. We got to get ready to give a speech tomorrow, which would be awesome.
Wisconsin Cannabis Industry and Policy Summit, 2nd annual here in Baraboo.
Baraboo. We'll be at the Ho Chunk. If you're in the area, come say hi. We'll meet up with you.
Possibly try to do a live from there.
Oh, yep.
Tomorrow. Check in with you guys.
Yep. We'll be doing a quick sit down. I'm sure we'll find somebody to interview or somebody to share some of their perspectives, insight, that kind of stuff. So really looking forward to that.
Bob's going to be a guest speaker. I'm looking forward to hearing that. That's exciting.
Hopefully I don't fall on my face.
Send good vibes and positivity out for Bob for tomorrow.
Yep.
Please.
Appreciate that. Looking forward to it. Be kind of my first time getting up there at like a formal sit down. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I know we're all here for the same reason, which is for working together and sharing the medicine. So appreciate that, Jill. Appreciate everyone swinging out tonight. Sorry, it's going to be a little shorter one. Again, we got to prepare for tomorrow and yeah, another day on the road when we're done, trying to get back to Green Bay. That's how we roll, baby. Wally says, much love. We got you back. Jeremiah says, best of luck. Appreciate that, boss. Thanks, Wally. Appreciate you guys. We'll keep it short and sweet tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Get your heater going. Turn your heat up in case it gets any colder out there. Have a good night, Jill. Happy birthday again. Again, appreciate you guys. Sorry we were a little late tonight. Life on the road, man. We got to keep at it. So y'all have a great evening. We'll catch you later. End stream.